What's going on, YouTube? It is your buddy, everybody's buddy. What's going on, YouTube? It is your buddy, everybody's buddy, Car Craftsman, back with another video. And today I get asked this question quite a bit, actually, by a lot of people, I guess, that are a little bit newer to auto body. What am I wiping on the car before I go and paint it, to make sure it's clean, to make sure it is silicone and oil free, and to really get the best paint job that you can? Now, once again, I got my buddy's TL in here, and yeah, he had somebody go ahead and paint the roof on this thing, and it didn't turn out as good as he liked, and this guy is picky to the max. So I actually got this thing back in the booth to do a little bit of repair to it, and he wants the whole thing painted again, and I'm like, give me the money. So he ponied up, and we're going to make everything the same silver once again. He knows that the last color that we put on there was a custom color, and to try to match that with a silver is almost impossible. So yeah, we got to do the whole thing over again. And you know what? I like this car. He's a good customer, so I don't mind doing it for him. Now, I've got all my stuff set up in such a way that it's not going to be too much of a hassle when I go to paint. And I'm worried about at the painting process, I do have a little bit of primer to put on a couple little spots. And yeah, this blend area here where they tried to blend it, I think I'm going to put some primer or sealer on there. So just about ready to paint this thing. Got to make sure this surface is perfect. So the clear coat doesn't fisheye, so you don't get any streaks in your paint or any kind of weird stuff going on. So I often get asked, what am I wiping on there? And this is what I got for you guys. This is a Montana Big Sky brand, product code TH5951. It is a mild wax and grease remover, and that's exactly what it does. When you go and wipe this on, you're pretty much picking up the wax and grease, silicones and stuff, and getting it trapped on your towel. Now, it's pretty important that you always have clean towels to use, and normally I use, I can't say normally, but a lot of times I use the blue shop rags. They work great for applying this and then just throwing them away or using them to wipe off a spreader or something like that. But today I'm actually going to use these microfibers and clean off this whole surface, and it's going to take the dust off with it. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is try to wipe off dust with this stuff. If you're wiping off dust, it is best to use a microfiber dry. The reason for that is you're going to be smearing that dust on there if you use it wet, unless you're really rinsing it off each and every time that you're wiping the dust off. It's really best to take it off while it's while you have a dry towel. I like using microfibers for that. Real quick, a disadvantage to microfibers is these microfibers fall off pretty easily, and you really want them to be kind of used. Now, of course, not used with tire shine or anything like that, but these ones are clean. I think I just used them to wipe off a dash or something like that, and that's what I'm going to use. But these fibers will fall off as you're wiping the car down, and you'll get that in your paint, actually, unless you blow it off really well. But these ones are used. I think all the loose fibers are going to be already falling off, and it's going to be good to go. So yeah, I also had this pump sprayer that I fill up with that, and all it takes is a couple pumps here, and then you got a nice fine atomized mist of product to put on there. Now, the car I've already waxed and degreased a couple times using just 3D wash, and I went over it with a gray Scotch pad and the degreaser and just let everything just rinse right off of it. Like I said, I've cleaned it a couple times already, and this is just the last precaution to make sure that that my whole surface is completely clean. And also, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be using the blower to blow out a lot of these cracks and getting all the debris out of a lot of these cracks. And I'm also going to be testing my tape to see if my tape blows up at all. I know I had to readjust, reapply some tape to these areas, and yeah, let's do this real quick. I'm trying to make a 10-minute running video here so I could keep good with YouTube and everything. And the coronavirus has really slowed me down here. And I haven't had much to do, so I really haven't had too many videos to make for you guys. But keep subscribing, keep looking out for me, because I'm trying to make it for you here. I also have a plan to make a GoFundMe for a body shop tool that I kind of made myself. I never really thought too much of it, but yeah, I think I'm going to put that out there and see how you guys respond to it. It's a taping tool, and I use it quite a bit, and maybe you guys will like it. So as you can see, I'm not spraying the product directly onto the car. I'm actually spraying it onto my towel and wiping it onto the surface. Now I do know that this surface is really clean already, so I'm just kind of picking whatever I can off of the surface here and transferring it to my rag. Now somewhere, if I might wipe the inside of a wheel well like that, I will go ahead and use another part of my towel, just because a lot of times people put silicones and stuff around there, and you really don't want that on your rag, because that's what you're trying to take off and not smear around. This being a silver, this microfiber is going to actually help pick up some of the silvers that may have just floated on me, or may have just stuck to the paper and landed there. That's why you want a lot of these creases taped up, so none of those silvers will be able to actually flow down into there and get stuck, because that will fly off when you're doing clear coat and leave an odd appearance there. Yeah, so I got this pretty much wiped down. I'm going to use another towel here to completely wipe it dry. And I'm running my thumbnail across all these little cracks and crevices to make sure all that little bit of dust and all that little bit of whatever may be in there has come up, and we're not going to have any problems. Okay, now I'm going to show you something here I just noticed. This is a palm print. I don't know if you could quite see that, but that's something that I'm definitely going to have to get off, or it's not going to look right. So let's see if I can't get you here. This is why you want to use gloves a lot of times during this process too, because you have sweat coming off of your hands, you got oils coming off of your hands, and yeah, you go to put it on your nice clean surface, you are going to see that. There was one time I was working at Toyota, and we painted a whole tailgate on a 4Runner or something like that, and sure enough, you seen where a prepper had put his hand just like that, and yeah, we said we were going to ship it anyway. All you had to do was tell the customer, hey man, this paint job looks great, huh? We repainted it. It was, that's one of the places where I really learned how to do all my best work, was at Rick Hedger Toyota in North Carolina. Shout out to Tim Bell. Great teacher out there, I'll tell you. Smart guys that did a great job. And that's where I learned from. Now you can even see that is still there just a little bit. Those oils in your hand will seep down into that. So I'm actually going to sand that real quick. I have a 3M ultrafine pad here, and that's hopefully going to just really sand off that top layer where those oils were. That way we're going to have a good surface here. And sometimes it really is as important as that. Whenever you're working on your final prep, you really don't want to touch it. You'll oftentimes see me walk around the car with one hand behind my back and socially distancing from my job. And yeah, well, there it is, guys. That's the result that I actually need in order to come out with the best paint job I can. So I just hit my 10-minute mark here, guys. I know this is a bit of a rambling video, and I'm just making it on the fly. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you learned anything, or if you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and Car Craftsman out.